Alphabet Giants. Welcome to this channel. Nice to have you here. It's been a while, and I think this video I've been thinking about making it, but I think finally I have the mindset to do it. And in this video, I just want to explain how I managed to settle here in Lusaka. It will probably help some of you who are planning to move here. My story might not be the same as somebody else's story, but you can always borrow something or learn something so that you're able to avoid a pitfall or take advantage of something that you've learned and apply it somewhere else. So welcome, gang gang. So my journey started last year, 2024, in June. Previously, my boss had called me and asked me if I wanted to come to Lusaka and support the business, of which I was willing because I always believe a man is made to pound, to just force life, yeah. So why not? When I get an opportunity to give a jump to life, I do. I try. So we agreed, yeah, I would do that, and that's how we got to me traveling and coming here. So in June we made the arrangements, and I traveled here 10th of June to start my life here. The decision was easy. I didn't have to think much because, again, I've told you, as a man, I don't have pound life, yeah. So I come here in June 10th. I get a lodge. I'm lodging somewhere close to town. In town, there's a place where there's a fire brigade place. So behind, there's a place where there's some lodges behind. So I went and lodged there. Am I moving too much? I went and lodged there for a while, and within that time I was still scouting for a place to live, but I didn't know the implications of finding a place to live, so I was a bit slow. I didn't know I needed to push, I needed to look almost every day, I need to get agents. I was just learning on my own because most of my colleagues would already tell me, no, don't get a place here, you should be looking for a place here. But when you go online to check, it is completely different because an agent will have a house somewhere else. So I felt maybe and then I've grown depending on myself. So most of the time I was just learning. I always prefer to make mistakes by myself. I always prefer to have a definition of life according to me, not according to what people say. So even whatever I'm gonna say, it is not casting stone. You learn through your mistakes, you fall, you stand. But sometimes when you hear it from somebody else and you come across it, you already know how to handle it because you've had it. And that's the reason I'm sharing this. So I start to look for a place to live, and because every day I'm paying the lodge through my money, it was getting expensive on a daily basis because every day you pay, every day some of your money is going. Every day you pay, every day some of your money is going, and I have to get a place to live. So I start to look. I go on Facebook, I go to some websites, I try to contact some agents. Some of them show me unfinished houses, which is quite unfortunate that some people are out there calling people, but it is the internet, so there are all manner of people. So I felt like I was struggling, but one day I meet this agent. It was really God sent. So he comes, he takes me to some house But I think he looks at my demeanor and my assessment, because the decisions you're making when you're a foreigner, you're thinking about your security, you're thinking about the location, you're thinking about accessibility, you're thinking about your timings of operations, maybe late or early. So all those factors just play in when you're selecting a place, yeah. And even if you come from the ghetto of the ghettos, when you're moving to another completely new place, some things just set boundaries automatically, because you're concerned, because if something happens to you, your family is not immediately around you. So he looks at me and then he's like, I think I know a place you would like, but it is a lodge and they have apartments. So apartments means a furnished apartments, which is like Airbnb. So he tells me, let me take you there, but I'm not sure. I'm not guaranteeing you get a place. But either way, I think you can move from this lodge to that lodge and then wait for an apartment if there is no apartment for you. And that is exactly what I did. We go there. I like the place. I move lodges because they were charging more or less the same on a daily basis. And then now I'm waiting for an apartment. And I stayed there for, is it 3 weeks? I stayed there for 3 weeks. So that went into July as I wait for an apartment, and I'm paying for the lodge every day. My money seems to run out, and month comes, at least I get my pay. So I continue to manage myself. But eventually I get an apartment and I move there. So the apartment is like an Airbnb, you cook for yourself, it's furnished, and I was okay. And I stayed there for three. I think I stayed there for about, let's say, 3 months. And in those 3 months, I was a very good tenant. I also referred a colleague of mine who came and also stayed there for 3 months in a different apartment, the same compound. So I felt I was more of a good customer, and I felt the landlady would always consider me because I'm also referring people and I have been there longer, and I had also settled there even before I got an apartment. That story is important. Just capture it and just hold on it, because it plays a part much later. So after 3 months, we agree with my boss that instead of keeping renewing the temporary work permits, because it's a 3 month thing, he asked me, why don't you apply for the longer one? So the longer one is a 2 year work permit. But for that application, you have to make it when you're outside. You have to go back. So that if they deny you, you stay where you are. So I go back to Nairobi, I make my applications, and it takes some time, but eventually by November, my application is approved, and I come back around mid-November. So by the time now I'm coming back, now I am sure, I know I've come to stay, like I've come to stay for a while, yeah. So I come back, and my financial arrangement is the same. I'm just using my money, like there's no additional amount to help me move. So I'm just navigating around myself. Actually, when I traveled back, I didn't even get, I used whatever was remaining in my pocket. Like I was so focused to come and start a new life that I didn't mind coming to sort of start from completely zero, zero, zero. So I come back, and in that lodge, in that apartment where I was living, because I had paid a deposit, and that deposit had not been refunded. So I had requested that if I can come and go into a lodge there as I wait, as I make my arrangements and consume my deposit, so that I don't need to pay. Remember, I'm using my out of pocket money, so I am trying to leverage on anything I can. So we agree, and that amount was supposed to keep me there for about maybe a week, 5 days to 7 days, I think. So I come back to Lusaka and I go to that lodge. The lodge is at somewhere in mass media, a place called mass media. So I go there. I I and I start now, because I have an idea of how much I struggled looking for a place to live. So on one hand, I'm trying to get a place before my deposit amount gets finished. On the other hand, I also don't have enough, because I have understood if I get a place, I have to pay immediately, because if you don't, somebody else will scope that house, and again you will start from scratch again. So I'm trying to look. My colleagues are telling me, don't get here, get here. For me, I'm struggling to get to where they think I should get. And since time is going, because every day it's an expense to the lodge. To the lodge, then in the lodge, you're not cooking for yourself, so you're forced to eat out, or they cook for you. So it is just a complete expensive affair. Eventually, uh, It gets to a certain week, and that week it gets to a Thursday, and I have depleted the deposit. And it's some amount I'm waiting for my office to send me, and I'm intending this amount to use it to settle the lodge, and if possible, to be able to move out. But this money got late, it got delayed. So I negotiate with the place and I tell them my money is a bit delayed. Please give me 2 more days. Uh, Again, I still try to push for the funds. I go and beg for another 2 more days. So it started like on a Monday, it got to a Thursday. So on Thursday, I talked to them, and then, but not, I wasn't talking to the management directly. So I was talking to just the attendants. So I go to work, and when I get to work, that's on Friday. So on Friday I go to work, and when I go to work, I when I'm at work, the attendants call me and they tell me we've been advised to kick you out. So your belongings have been kicked out. You will find them out, but you better come in and settle the whole bill. And luckily, that same day my money had come in. By the way, this was my very first time to ever even have a thought that I have been kicked out, that I am homeless. I don't have anywhere to live. So I'm in the office, I'm struggling with the mental state that I might not have a place to sleep that night. And I'm in completely a new place. Like I can't even go to somebody's home to spend there, or my parents. So I'm struggling. And on the other hand, I really need to move because I know the lodge is absorbing so much of my resources. So that same Friday, a lot of things happened. One, the money came in, which was a good thing. So I withdrew enough that I will go and settle the lodge. But I know I've been kicked out, so I don't have accommodation. Number two, I swear to my colleagues, if I don't get a place, like I would rather get a place where I have to get onto 3 buses, but I have to get a place to move. I would rather go sleep on the floor. I would rather walk around the house the whole night, but get a place. And that day, just miracles happened. My colleague sends me that day I had been taken to 3 or 4 houses. I had parted with money paying the agents and I was not getting a place. But just out of the blues, my colleague calls me and tells me, hey, call this number. They might be having a place for you. I call the number, it's another agent. We meet up. I get to see the place. Of which it is this place now. I come, I see it, but it was still occupied. The person had not moved out. It was even at work, it was closed. But I had seen the photos, and when I just came and I saw the environment, I was like, I'm ready. Give me the landlord's number. I got the landlord's number. I called him. I went to see him in his office. I gave him whatever monies that were remaining, minus the money I have to pay on the lodge. I gave him, I told him, just keep the house for me. Then I move from there, I go back to the lodge where I've already been kicked out. So I go there, and the ladies are very friendly, they are very good to me. So they tell me, since there is nowhere we indicate who sleeps in what lodge, in what room, we have kept a room for you. But don't take your belongings, just take whatever you need to change for your morning. And then let your things just stay here. If the landlady continues seeing your things here, she will be content that, there are people who just feel happy when they feel like they've gotten power over you. So I left my things there. I took my clothes, change of clothes, and some accessories that I use, like the lotion and what. Then they give me some room. That's why I spent the night. I woke up on Saturday morning. I came, I cleared the bill. I took my things, put them in the cab, and I went to my colleague's place because the guy who was occupying the house had not moved. So I go to that, I go and I deposit my things at my friend's place, but it was so difficult for me to spend there. Like, I've grown up not, I think it is just how I've grown up. I don't sleep in people's homes. I don't. Overnight, I don't. Even at my parents' place, I don't. I'll be there until 4 a.m., but I'll still go to my bed, to my home. So I dump my things there, then I go out to watch a game. Eventually, I end up the whole night out. So I come back in the morning, I freshen up, then I take a short nap. Then now I follow up on my house if the guy has moved. Now this is on Sunday morning. So I follow up. The guy is still moving slowly. He's just moving with his vehicle, putting microwave cups, takes the things wherever he's moving to, comes back. So he was very slow, but I gave him time to move. I remember I got into that house, into now this place on December 1st, 2024. That was I think it was on a Sunday. I came at about 10 p.m. That's when he was finishing. So for me, I just eased up at about midnight. That's when I eased up. Another thing that has happened for me for the first time in my life, is moving the way people move out of home, like when you come from college and you're done with college and you've started to work and you're starting life afresh. In Nairobi, when I first moved out from home, I was lucky. My sister was moving to the US. So she had all her belongings with her, her bed, utensils, fridge, basic stuff. Literally, I inherited all those things. So my first moving from my parents' place to my own place was very easy. I had almost literally everything. Like I had my bedroom stuff, and then I had the kitchenware. I didn't bother about my living room, so I only had my kitchenware and my bedroom stuff. Here in Lusaka, I started from scratch. Like that Saturday, after I deposited things at my friend's home, I went to town. I went to Comesa. It's called Comesa Market. I bought a duvet, and the duvet is out. I bought the duvet. I bought those pillows, and I bought sheets. Then from there, I moved with my duvet, pillow, and sheets. I went to a place called Kamwala because I had found a number on Facebook where they make the beds. So I had gone to get a bed. They gave me directions. So I went to Kamwala and I got this bed. Like I started from scratch. I never started like that when I left college, but here I started from zero. And the landlord again was really nice to me. So I call him, I tell him, the guy has not moved from the house and I have bought my stuff. Is there a place you can keep them for me? And he asked me, have you got transport? I told him I'm actually negotiating for transport. And he was like, just leave that to me. I'm sending my guy with my van. He will pick your stuff and he will keep them for you until you move in. And the landlord was really nice. Like, he sent his van at no cost to me, took my bed and my things, and then brought them here. I remember when I came to see the house when the guy was moving out, I saw my bed was already in, it had been put in a corner. It was really nice. Then that following week, I woke up one morning, I went to town, it's called Young Firos, I think Young Firos, and I bought utensils, I bought cups, plates, spoons. Yes, and that is what so far I have managed to get. Then thirdly, one of the things I've also learned here, just on my own, I have learned to live as a minimalist. I remember I used to watch minimalist videos, seeing people moving with only their bag and everything in their bag. But I have come to appreciate living out of my suitcase. I keep wondering how I used to survive with 20 trousers, like 50 shirts and t-shirts, vests. Like I had some clothes which I had not worn for like a whole year or 2 years. Here, what I've learned, everything in my suitcase is what I am supposed to wear. So if I run out of clothes, I have literally run out of clothes. I've not run out of clothes because there's some clothes I don't wear. I have I have about eight t-shirts. I have three vests which I wear when it is cold. I have about 4 or 5 jeans, some official trousers, some two suits for work sometimes, uh, 4 or 5 pairs of shoes. Like I just live out of my suitcase and I have come to appreciate So minimalist is a real thing and it is really nice. When you just can, it means you appreciate everything you have. I don't have what I don't like. I have everything I like. And whenever I lose one, if I take my clothes to the laundry and one t-shirt doesn't come back, I get so upset. I get so pissed off. So some of the changes I have had to adjust myself are those, and I think it was a good experience. It was a good experience. So right now, I think I'm in a good place. Uh, there's a video, there's a clip I captured of when I was moving in the small house tour. So I will put it after this, just to take us around. But so far, I only have my bed, and then I have utensils in the kitchen. Uh, the other room and the living room are still not furnished for now. Curtains, I got basic curtains. I asked somebody to help me get some curtains. So I just got just enough, not to cover everything, just to cover the windows. That is what is important. So I think that's the far I have come. And so far, this is September. So um, I'm always saying I've been here for slightly over a year, but considering this living, I think I've been here now close to 10 months. So good, I'm appreciative. I really wanted to document this part of my story so that one day I'll try to remember some things and I'll be like, I think I documented this story. And again, I hope it can help. And if you're stuck with this video up to this point, you're really the gang. Click. See you in the next. Adios.